G'day guys, so here we are in my backyard, and what we're going to be doing today is taking you through and showing you all the different ideas and systems that we're going to put in place and a step-by-step process as we go along on how to do each bit. It's not necessarily the absolute way to do it, it's just the way that me and my friend Paul are going to go through and try different things out and take you on the journey. So firstly, what I've done is created a garden bed here. I did this just yesterday. Just some leftover organic dirt and compost that I got from a job. Also just used these sleepers that were left over here. They're edging the garden bed in a different section of the property. So we're reusing them, and then just these pegs. The pegs are the only things that I actually paid for out of this whole garden bed. So the whole idea of permaculture is use what you've got and make the best out of it. We've put it here in this section because it gets a lot of sun, yeah, it's also just kind of reclaiming a bit of the nice flat area, and it's also got a nice wall against it there. I'm going to build up just underneath that tree there, so we're going to put a bit more dirt and mulch underneath there to kind of turn that into a veggie patch as well. What we've got here is Sassy taking advantage of the sunny spot there, so obviously it's a great spot. We can use the animals and nature by just observing it, seeing what we should do in places. So we're going to build another garden bed there, which will be a nice place for obviously sun-loving plants.
What do you got in the containers there, Lex?
So what we got here is some really good cow poo. You can give it a good smell or a taste, and you know that it's actually decomposed quite well already. So it's a nice neutral smelling taste, so it's not going to be too acidic. So we can put that pretty much straight on the garden bed, mix it with some other soil and plant straight into it. Paul got this at a friend's farm. It's not organic, but it's been breaking down over the last few years, so I think it will be really good. So come on over here to this is the chook pen that I created a few weeks ago. I brought these chooks up from Tassie with me, and yeah, they're loving it. So we've fenced off this section of the garden. They've been pooing and kicking around. I put some straw down there initially, and they've been pooing and kicking around in that for the last few weeks. So we're going to harvest that today and put that on the garden bed. So it's going to have lots of good nutrients in there too. What we're also integrating in is the compost system here. So my girlfriend Courtney, she works at an organic shop, and she gets a lot of organic produce that they're going to throw out. It's not good enough to sell, so we're using it as a good food source for the chooks, but then also it's going to be an awesome compost. We're going to do a planting bed along here, but we'll take you through that as we go along. So coming back up here, here's some planter boxes that we've just made out of just some styrofoam, old leftover styrofoam boxes, so we can start planting up some seedlings and things like that in there, and yeah, we'll be able to monitor them more easily because we can always situate that in a section that will be in the best position for that time of the year, and also so we can water them in an easy way. So it's right next to the clothesline here, so you come out to the clothesline at least once every couple of days, so we'll also be able to monitor the plants. I've also just put that on top of an old barbecue container, so I mean a barbecue stand, so we can yeah, have it nice and high. Alright, so here's another garden bed that we reclaimed earlier on when I first moved in. So this was all just scrubbing a couple of these old ferns, man ferns and things. So we've pulled them out, put in some sage, some basil and some lettuce. The lettuce has come up really quickly. It's a great time of year for them to come up, and I've just put a little walkway in there. So we're going to do a bit of planting out here too. It's really easy to water them here. It's right next to the tap, and also, yeah, we've got the pond that we're hoping to utilise a bit more as we come along. There's lots of mosquitoes, larvae and things like that in there, so we really could get some fish growing in there to eat them.
So these are all native fish and native plants that we're putting into the pond to eat the mosquito larvae, and they're called
White clouds?
white cloudfish. I think that's really interesting.
Oh,
we've also got some garden beds over here. Now what we've also got to take into consideration is the other occupants of the house. So that's my brother and his girlfriend and my girlfriend. So they don't want me to just turn this whole place into into one big garden bed, because then there won't be any recreational spaces. But the other two occupants of the place is our lovely Nala and Sassy. So we want to take them into consideration and give them some play space as well. So what we're doing is we're going to leave these bits here for now. That'll give us something to work with a little bit later, but we've just mulched and manured it because this lemon tree here was struggling a bit. As you can see, it's got a few cancerous bulbs on it. So it's been struggling a bit, but we took off a big branch that was pretty bad, and we've already seen a good change of some of the fruits coming up. Like some of the lemons are already starting to recover and come back. And this grape tree, this was one of the first missions that we did, me and Paul, is this was all just taken over the whole entire courtyard. So what we've done is we've retrained it, so it's going to run up to the veranda there. And so the idea of that, in summer, when it's in leaf, then we'll have a nice shaded area, but then in winter, when it's dormant, then we'll have sun coming into that sunroom and into that balcony area. So yeah, these are some of the situations and resources that we've had to work with in this space, and we're going to try to make the best of them. So yeah, thank you.